Hello, everybody. Come on in. Come on in. Happy Thanksgiving. Come on in. Grab you a coffee. We're talking true crime this morning. I hope y'all can hear me. If you enter into the chat, let me know if you can hear me, please. I appreciate that. Come on in. Come on in. Come on in. Early morning true crime. Happy Thanksgiving, guys. God bless you. I hope your day's beautiful, but for one family, there's an empty seat. I know a lot of y'all can relate. We all have our empty seats at Thanksgiving time, and it's so sad. And in this particular case, Amber Berbiglia, a resident of Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, was killed on May 3rd, 2013, and there is no closure for this family. Her murder is, by all assumptions, walking the streets today. We're bringing awareness for Amber today. Say her name, Amber Berbiglia. We are not forgetting you. And we want justice. As a resident myself of Myrtle Beach, and a mother and a grandmother, I want the killer off the streets. And Horry County, I'm calling you to action. What is going on with this case? Why has this family been left literally in the cold until recently, when, thank God, Nancy Grace brought this case back to the public view? And I want to thank her directly. Thank you, Nancy. Thank you, CJ Media. It was Crime Concepts at one point, but CJ, y'all know him. Thank you for bringing awareness to this little Myrtle Beach family who's missing their daughter today on Thanksgiving. But let's move forward, guys. I thank you for tuning in, and I really ask that you would like and subscribe, and please share this important video to get awareness out, because the media has not done their job on this case. The police have not done their job, and we want to bring awareness to this case until justice comes and her killer is apprehended and punished to the full extent of the law. Somebody out here knows something, and this is a call to action. This is a call to clear your conscience and do what's right. Give this family closure. Today, on Thanksgiving Day, let them be thankful for that. Come on, call your tips in. I have a number, and I'll put it in the description for you guys. 1-800-CRIME South Carolina SC. 1-800-CRIME CRIMESC. Okay, so we're going to put any other information in the description when I go to edit this live. But thank you for coming in. I appreciate you. God bless y'all this Thanksgiving Day. We're bringing awareness to a hard conversation, and that's a conversation that includes Amber Berbiglia, a 23-year-old student, 6 weeks away from marrying her, by all accounts, ideal partner, to have a beautiful life, headed to Europe to pursue her goal of being a costume designer. She was beautiful, and she was artsy. She had a kind of flamboyant sense of style, it seems, from the pictures I've seen, and just a beautiful, beautiful blonde woman, and just thin and cute. She worked up the road from where I live. I went to the place many times when I first moved down here, which was 2017. So unfortunately, I never got to meet Amber. But from everything I've seen, she just was cute as a button. The joy of her mother, the darling of her older sister, loved by her family, loved by her friends. And I want to bring awareness to the situation that is as yet an unsolved mystery. So come on in, grab you a coffee. I have mine. I like it hot and I like it black. At least today, that's what I'm drinking. So come on in and let's talk true crime. Let me go over for you the basic bullet points of this case, okay? Um, May 3rd, 2013, under the overpass of a bridge that crosses the waterway from North Myrtle into Little River. At the junction of kind of a quiet area, Old Saunders Road, there outside her still running vehicle lay the body of 23-year-old Amber Berbiglia. 911 was called by a passerby. I haven't heard who this passerby was, and I have questions about that. So if you know who it was, why they were cleared, please put that in the chat. I'm just curious about that. This is a crime that was committed. Amber's body lay outside her still running cars, her keys within fingertips length of her grasp, her cell phone lighting up with unanswered messages and calls, still active. Her purse in the car, untouched, money in the wallet. She was out running errands. She was caught throughout the day running these errands. She was seen at a convenience store. She was seen at Spectrum paying her bill. There was about 20 minutes that was unaccounted for, though, where she turned off, I think it was Robert Edge or 17 onto, it must have been Robert Edge onto Old Saunders Road, went back into a neighborhood, I believe I have that right, where she was off camera, of course, for 20 minutes. And when she was seen again, by all accounts, by the police reports, and by her sister, who also saw the video, the surveillance video, says there was a dark figure in that car. Her mom was unsure what she actually saw, possibly an arm. It was shady. The police felt it was an African American male that was in the vehicle. Was it someone she worked with? Was it someone she saw on the side of the road? Why was she out of her car? Was it a friend? Was it an acquaintance? Was it a total stranger? What happened? In fact, when the police responded to the 911 call and showed up on the scene, they thought Amber had been shot in the face, but no. She had been beaten brutally, at least twice hit with a blunt object. They don't know what. They haven't recovered that weapon, so to speak. They just know she passed away because of blunt force trauma to the face and head. She was not even recognizable. people, there's a brutal killer on the streets as far as we know, because no one has been accused or accounted for this crime. And today, there is an empty seat at the Berbiglia's home. I want to bring justice for Amber. Please like, subscribe, and share this video to get the word out. Let's go over just some of the bullet points that I have of the case, guys. A Myrtle Beach co-ed, absolutely stunning 23-year-old Amber on May 3rd, 2013 was found dead under the overpass. What happened to Amber? The stunning young woman was out running errands all day. A call came through 911, and there her body was discovered at the junction of Old Saunders Road under the Robert Edge Parkway overpass. Her car running, her phone next to her fingers. There's been no answers. And it's been a nightmare, according to her family, ever since. Can you imagine having to still live in the town where your loved one was murdered and the murderer has never been named or apprehended? Wouldn't you want to know why? Wouldn't you want to know who he is? And wouldn't you know if he's targeted? You know, you just don't know. I'm sure crazy thoughts go through your head. I'm sure they'd go through mine. And, you know, as a mother and a grandmother, you know, to see a woman victimized in such a brutal way, taking and stealing her dreams and her life and her family's hope for her future, you know, that's just, in a way, it's unhealable. You never are going to get over it. You're never going to forget. Maybe you aren't quite as consumed by it at some point, but it never stops, guys. If you've experienced the death of a loved one, especially in an untimely way, it's hard to wrap your head around it. So we're going to bring awareness for this family and be a voice for the voiceless, because Amber can't speak for herself. I believe there is a $6,000 reward. Call 888 crime, CRIME, South Carolina, SC. 888 CRIME, SC. If you know something, say something. It's time to bring justice. You know, do the right thing. Just days away from her graduation, fulfilling her life dream, becoming a costume designer. She had studied abroad in London. This was a good girl. She was a working girl. She worked at overtime, and, you know, which was a fun kind of hangout place right on the beach in North Myrtle. And, you know, I bet she was a great server, bartender, whatever she did there, because she just, it was so beautiful to look at, and she just always, in all her pictures, had smiles on her face, and she just looked like such a nice woman. She was days away from graduating. She was 6 weeks away from her wedding. Her mom said they had gone shopping just a few weeks before, her and her grandmom, and picked out a lovely dress. She was showing it off. In fact, the day before she was murdered, she was showing her wedding dress to her friends. Of course, all the attention of the police went to the boyfriend, Jose, who had a rock solid alibi. He was in Europe. Can you imagine his heartbreak? Here was the woman of his dreams. They had all these plans and hopes for the future. They had beautiful, beautiful pictures together. They looked so happy. Her sister said he loved everything about her. When she walked in the room, his light, his eyes lit up. He was enthralled with every part of her. And as a sister, and as a mother, they loved him. So his whole world came crashing down too. According to some people who've looked into the case from the outside, private investigators like Barry Hutchinson on Nancy Grace said that this appears to be a crime of passion. Did she have a side man? According to her best friend, her sister, her mom, nobody knew anything about anything like that. It didn't even sound like her. She was moving forward with these other plans. It didn't make sense that there would be. Did someone possibly have a crush on her and pursue her in a jealous rage? Did someone lure her to where she was found? There are no answers. Come on, Horry County, please dig into this matter. Surely there must be something. Dig deeper, guys. I know it's hard. I know you've hit walls, but come on. Give this family some closure and get that killer off the streets, or whoever's been hiding and assisting him. They need to be held accountable for what they've done. Either a singular person or more, whoever. It needs to happen. The police, of course, they ruled out robbery. A romantic interest, there doesn't seem to be any indication of that. Possibly a crime of opportunity. It's just, this is a small town and somebody knows something. That's what I know. This is typical small town attitude. Everybody seems to know something about everybody else's life down here. Come on. Somebody knows what happened to Amber. Please let this family have some closure. This has been going on a long time, and I'm not going to forget about Amber. I'm raising awareness in the hopes that the Berbiglias can have some type of closure and at least have that. Hey, I thank you all. I know that if I was in the position, I'd want people to pick up the story too, and that's why I'm doing it. So I am Chevy Cool Lady, a voice for the voiceless. If true crime, mystery, and missing people are your interests, this is a safe spot to discuss outside the box ideas. So go ahead and please consider joining, like, and subscribe. Do all the things to get the word out. Love you guys, and I'll see you later with another true crime case.